Have you ever wondered how crucial compliance is to the success of an organization? In the vast ecosystem of business, compliance is the unsung hero, the silent sentinel that ensures the smooth functioning of an organization. It's the invisible thread that weaves together the fabric of good business practices, setting the necessary rules and standards to uphold the integrity of an organization. To understand compliance, think of it as the traffic lights on the roadways of business, just as these lights guide and control the flow of vehicles. Compliance directs the flow of operations within an organization. It ensures that every action taken aligns with the rules of the road, namely the legal, ethical, and professional standards set by both internal governance and external regulatory bodies. Now imagine a world without traffic lights. Chaos, right? That's precisely what could happen within an organization without effective compliance. Non-compliance doesn't just mean a slap on the wrist or a warning letter. It can lead to severe consequences, including hefty legal penalties, significant financial losses, and irreparable damage to an organization's reputation. Consider this. A company found guilty of non-compliance may be slapped with a fine, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. The ripple effect of non-compliance can lead to a loss of customer trust, a downturn in business, and ultimately a significant impact on the bottom line. In some cases, non-compliance can even result in the dissolution of the company itself. Moreover, in our globalized world where businesses are increasingly interconnected, non-compliance can have far-reaching impacts, affecting not just the non-compliant organization, but also its partners, stakeholders, and the industry at large. So while compliance may seem like just another box to tick in the vast list of business operations, it is in reality a fundamental aspect that underpins the success of any organization. It's the glue that holds together the integrity, reputation, and financial stability of a business. Indeed, compliance isn't just a checklist, it's a crucial pillar of any successful business. Let's delve into a real-world example, the infamous Enron scandal. Enron, once a darling of Wall Street and the seventh largest company in the United States, is now synonymous with corporate greed and corruption. It's a tale that showcases the catastrophic consequences of ignoring financial regulations and governance. Enron, a Houston-based energy company, was hailed as an innovator in the late 90s, even named America's most innovative company by Fortune for 6 consecutive years. But beneath the facade of success, a complex web of financial deceit was being woven. Enron used accounting loopholes and special purpose entities or shell companies to hide their debt and inflate profits. This financial sleight of hand made the company appear much more robust and profitable than it actually was. These practices went undetected for years, largely due to the complicity of their auditors, Arthur Andersen, one of the world's largest accounting firms at the time. But as the saying goes, you can't fool all the people all the time. In late 2001, Enron's deceit was exposed. The company was forced to file for bankruptcy, wiping out billions in shareholder value and leading to the loss of thousands of jobs. The Enron scandal led to a seismic shift in the corporate world. It laid bare the importance of financial governance, compliance, and the need for transparency. In response, the US Congress passed the Sarbanes-Oxley Act in 2002, drastically increasing the penalties for corporate fraud and strengthening the independence of auditors. It's worth noting that the scandal also had far-reaching effects on business modelling. The fallout forced corporations to re-evaluate their structures, particularly their relationships with auditors and the role of their boards in ensuring transparency and accountability. In the end, the Enron scandal serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of non-compliance. It underscores the importance of following financial regulations and maintaining ethical business practices. This case underscores the devastating effects of non-compliance on a company's reputation and survival. Another striking example is the Volkswagen emissions scandal, an event that shook the world of business and shone a spotlight on the consequences of non-compliance. Let's delve into it. In 2015, Volkswagen, a name synonymous with quality and trust, found itself in the eye of a storm. The company was accused of deliberately manipulating software in their diesel cars to cheat on emission tests, a move that was not only unethical but also in direct violation of regulatory compliance. The crux of the matter was Volkswagen's use of a Defeat Davis, a software program to detect when the car was being tested for emissions. During these tests, the software would trigger the car to switch to a special mode, reducing its emissions to meet the required standards. However, under normal driving conditions, the emissions would rise significantly, up to 40 times the permissible limit. This act of deception was not just a breach of trust, but it also underscored the importance of adhering to compliance in maintaining ethical business practices. Volkswagen's actions were a clear violation of the Clean Air Act in the United States, leading to a flurry of lawsuits, penalties, and vehicle recalls. When the dust settled, Volkswagen was hit with a staggering $14 billion settlement in the United States alone. But beyond the financial implications, the scandal tarnished Volkswagen's reputation, a blow from which the company is still recovering. So how can organizations ensure compliance? Well, the answer lies at the heart of internal governance. Internal governance is like the skeleton of an organization, providing structure and support. It's more than just a set of rules or guidelines. It's a culture, a mindset, a way of doing things that permeates every level of the organization. First, let's talk about organizational structures. An effective structure is one where roles and responsibilities are clearly defined. This way, everyone knows their part in ensuring compliance. It's like a well-oiled machine where each cog, each gear, each part knows its role and plays it well. For instance, a compliance officer or team is usually responsible for understanding and disseminating the necessary regulations to the rest of the organization. Next, we have business modeling. This is essentially how an organization operates, its processes, its strategies, its methods. When business modeling aligns with compliance requirements, it makes adhering to these requirements easier and more efficient. Imagine trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. It's not going to work, but if your business model is designed with compliance in mind, it's like having a round peg for that round hole. A perfect fit. Accountability is another crucial aspect. It's the glue that holds everything together. In an organization where accountability is valued, there's a sense of responsibility towards compliance. Everyone understands that their actions have consequences and they are held accountable for these actions. This fosters a culture of integrity and respect for rules and regulations. So you see, internal governance is not just about having a set of rules, it's about having the right structure, the right business model, and the right culture. It's about ensuring that everyone in the organization understands their role in compliance and takes responsibility for it. Effective governance is the backbone of compliance, creating a culture where rules and regulations are respected. In today's fast-paced world, compliance becomes even more complex with evolving technology and policies. As we navigate the digital age, technology has altered the business landscape in ways we could have never anticipated. Yet, as much as it offers opportunities for growth and innovation, it also presents new challenges for compliance. Consider, for instance, the advent of blockchain technology. While it promises enhanced security and transparency, it also raises questions about data privacy and protection. This tension between opportunity and risk requires companies to constantly reassess their compliance strategies. Similarly, artificial intelligence and machine learning provide powerful tools for businesses. They can automate routine tasks, analyze large data sets, and even predict trends. However, they also create new compliance issues around fairness, transparency, and accountability. This underscores the need for organizations to not only understand these technologies, but also to consider their implications for compliance. Now, let's shift our focus to policy implications. In an increasingly interconnected world, policies are continually evolving, both domestically and internationally. These changes can significantly impact an organization's compliance obligations. Take, for instance, the General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR. Introduced in the European Union. It has far-reaching implications for organizations worldwide. It mandates stringent data protection and privacy measures, requiring companies to adapt their policies and procedures accordingly. Similarly, changes in trade policies, environmental regulations, and labor laws can all impact compliance. In the United States, for instance, the introduction of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act following the Enron scandal significantly altered the compliance landscape for public companies. In conclusion, the dynamic nature of technology and policy means that compliance is not a static process. It requires continual learning, adaptation, and vigilance. Organizations must stay updated on technological advancements and policy changes and adapt their compliance strategies accordingly. In the face of constant change, agility in compliance is a must. Financial governance and legal requirements form a significant part of compliance. But what does this really mean? Let's break it down. Financial governance refers to the way financial resources of an organization are managed. It encompasses the practices, procedures, and policies that guide and control financial management. It's not just about keeping the books in order, it's about ensuring that resources are used efficiently, effectively, and ethically. On the other hand, legal requirements are the laws and regulations that organizations need to follow. These can range from taxation laws to employment laws, from environmental regulations to data privacy laws, and much more. It's a vast and complex landscape that can be daunting to navigate. But why is understanding and adhering to these so important? Well, firstly, non-compliance can result in severe penalties, fines, sanctions, even criminal charges can be levied against organizations and their leaders who fail to comply. And it's not just about avoiding penalties. Good financial governance and adherence to legal requirements can boost an organization's reputation. It can foster trust among stakeholders, including investors, employees, and customers. It can lead to better decision-making, improved performance, and ultimately sustainable growth. Procurement strategies also play a crucial role here. These are the plans and processes that organizations use to acquire goods, services, or works. They need to be designed and implemented within the boundaries of financial governance and legal requirements. This ensures that organizations get the best value for their money while also adhering to ethical and legal standards. In conclusion, understanding and adhering to financial governance and legal requirements, including procurement strategies, is not just about ticking boxes. It's about safeguarding an organization's resources, its reputation, and its future. It's about creating a culture of compliance where doing the right thing is the norm, not the exception. Staying on top of financial governance and legal requirements is not an option, but a necessity for compliance. So what are the key takeaways from our discussion today? As we've navigated through the complex terrain of compliance, we've underscored the weight of responsibility that comes with ensuring organizational structures are in line with both internal and external governance. The journey has taken us through the cautionary tales of Enron and Volkswagen, reminding us of the dire consequences when compliance is overlooked. We've delved into the role of governance, exploring how it serves as the backbone of compliance. It's not just about ticking off checklists, it's about making sure that your organization is operating within the confines of the law, and more importantly, within the principles of ethical business conduct. Next, we've explored the impact of technology and policy implications. In an ever-evolving digital landscape, it's essential to stay ahead of the curve, to adapt and respond to technological advancements and policy changes. Compliance in this context is a dynamic process, one that requires continuous learning and adaptation. We've also touched on the importance of understanding financial governance and legal requirements. This isn't just about crunching numbers and meeting statutory requirements. It's about ensuring that your financial policies and strategies aligned with your organization's goals and values, and that they're fair, transparent, and accountable. Lastly, we've emphasized the importance of diversity and global perspectives in compliance. In today's interconnected world, it's crucial to take into account diverse viewpoints and to have a global perspective when shaping compliance strategies. This helps ensure that your organization is prepared to face the challenges of an increasingly globalized business environment. In summary, compliance is a multifaceted discipline that requires a deep understanding of various elements, like governance, technology, policy, finance, and diversity. It's about creating a culture of integrity where each individual understands their role in upholding the organization's values and standards. Remember, compliance isn't just about following rules. It's about fostering a culture of integrity and accountability in your organization.